Hi, welcome to another video with Mathemasoft, and in this video we shall be having the continuation of the vertex of the quadratic equation. From the previous video we have looked at how we can find the vertex of the quadratic equation using the approach of the line of symmetry and also the maximum or minimum value, which is the what y value. And in that video, last video on this, we already used this first quadratic equation as an example, having to solve for line of symmetry, which will be the x coordinate of the vertex, and then substituting that value of line of symmetry, which is x value, into the entire equation so that we can get the value of our y. And that vertex of this equation in that last video was gotten or calculated to be 2 over 3 comma minus 7 over 3, where our line of symmetry is stated as 2 over 3 and our maximum value, because a is actually less than 0, is stated to be minus 7 over 3. So in this video we want to look at another direct approach to finding the vertex of a quadratic equation. So the vertex form, okay, of a quadratic equation is given as y equals a bracket x minus h square plus k. That is, to find the vertex of a quadratic equation, our focus will be rewriting the quadratic equation in this form so that we can directly read out our vertex. And in this case, whenever a quadratic equation is written in this form, the vertex will be given as h comma k. Okay, take note. If your h is what? Minus, the value that you will take as the vertex will be what? Positive. And if your h is what? Positive, the value that you will take here will be what? Minus. And this will enter directly. So we can say that this h is otherwise known as our what? Line of symmetry, as we have actually what? Made reference in this case. And this your k will be either your minimum or your what? Maximum value, as the case may be. That is, either your a is less than 0 or your a is greater than 0 in the quadratic equation. So again, I say that when a quadratic equation is being given, we need to write that quadratic equation in this form such that we can directly read out our vertex from here. Our vertex, if we have this form, will be h comma k. And that's because h is actually what? Negative here. That's why we have positive h. If h is what? Positive, is going to be negative value here. And then your k enters directly. Either it is minus, it's going to be minus. Either it's plus, it's going to be plus. So the first example that we did, that only example we did in the last video, okay, is what we are going to use using this particular form of the vertex. And we'll see either what we are going to arrive at will be of the same value when we did the direct method in the last video. So let's get to work. Okay. So our focus here is to rewrite y equals minus 6x squared plus 8x minus 5. We want to write it in the form y equals to a bracket x minus h square plus k, such that what? Our vertex will now be h comma k. Okay, so this is the focus of what we're about to do. So recall, under some of our lessons, previous lessons in quadratic equation, we have treated how to carry out completing the square of a quadratic equation. How you can complete the square of a quadratic equation, or how you can use completing the square method in solving or analyzing a quadratic equation. So exactly the knowledge we have in completing the square method of a quadratic equation is what you need in this case. But in this case, we can see that what we want to analyze is simply this expression, minus 6x squared plus 8x minus 5. That is what we want to analyze. So let's bring it out. We have y equals minus 6x squared, okay? That's minus 6x squared plus 8x minus 5. Now, in completing the square method, before you begin, you need to check the coefficients of x squared, or the value of a. If the value of a is not 1, then you try to make it 1 by dividing through by what? Minus 6. So let us factorize out this minus 6 such that we have minus 6 out of this entire expression. So what will remain here will be x squared. Okay, what will remain here will be minus, okay, 8x over 6, such that if I do minus 6 times this, it's going to be minus times minus plus 6 times 8 over 6, 6 will cancel 6, and I'm still going to have my what? 8x. And then I have what? Plus 5 over 6. Okay, this is what will remain. If you use this minus 6 to open this bracket, you are going to have this entire thing back. And why did we bring out this minus 6? So that the coefficient of this x squared can be 1. Okay, and we have made it 1 already. Okay, minus 6 is outside. So let's look at this. We can have this being written again as x squared minus, since we can actually divide this, this will give me 4 over 3. If I do 2 here 4, 2 here 3, x plus 5 over 6. Okay, and this is what we have. If I am to complete the square for this, the next step is for me to multiply this by 1 over 2, and then we square it. I hope you remember. So that will be 2 here 1, 2 here 2. That will give me 2 times 1. That will be minus 2 over 3 times 1. That will be 3 all square. So under the completing the square method, bringing out the coefficient of x here, which is minus 4 over 3, multiplying it by half and then square it. In completing the square method, we will say that we are going to add this to both sides. But in this case, since there is no both sides, it's just an expression we are dealing with. So we are going to do it in such a way that we add minus 2 over 3 square, and then we subtract it again, which is what? Minus 2 over 3 square, such that if you do plus this minus this, it will appear to be 0. That is, it will appear as if we have not really done anything, because plus this minus this is actually 0. So nothing has changed at all. But we just want to put it in the expression so that we can complete the square for this expression. Okay, that's exactly what we're about to do. So I have this. I'm going to add and subtract it to this equation. When I add and subtract it to this equation, it makes no difference. The value of this is actually what? 0. But I'm doing that so that I can easily what? Complete the square for this. So I'm going to write now. Add and subtract the value minus 2 over 3 square. So I'm going to add it and subtract it. Please, in that order. Add and subtract. Okay, so let's do that. That will be minus 6 bracket x squared minus 4 over 3x. Then I will add it plus minus 2 over 3. I've added it now. And then I will subtract it again. Minus bracket minus 2 over 3 square What do we have left here? We have plus 5 over 6. And then everything enclosed in the brackets. Now, under completing the square method, this can be written in a short form as minus 6 brackets. I will take this x, and then what do we have inside there? Minus 2 over 3 square. This may actually be a little bit difficult for you if you have not seen my video under completing the square method. So I will implore you, go and check that video if you have not seen the video before. Check my lesson on completing the square method, uh, solving a quadratic equation using completing the square method, and then you can come back to this lesson if you are struggling with the knowledge. Once you do that, coming back to this lesson, you are not going to struggle at all. So this can be written in this form as this, and then I can say I have minus 2 square will give me 4, okay, and then this 3 square will give me 9, and then plus 5 over 6, and then I have what? The bracket. Okay, let's find a way to finish this. Okay, so let's continue here now. So I have minus 6 into brackets, okay, x minus 2 over 3 square. Let's find the LCM for this. The LCM for 9 and 6 will be what? 18. 9 in 18 will give me 2 times 4, that is 8. 6 in 18 will give me 3 times 5, that is plus 15. And then I will close the bracket again. And then I have minus 6 bracket x minus 2 over 3 square, and then minus 8 plus 15. That will definitely give me plus 7 over 18. Minus 8 plus 15 will give me plus 7, and then I have this. So let's use minus 6 to open the bracket. That will be minus 6 into this bracket, x minus 2 over 3 square, okay. Minus this 6 times this will give me minus, okay, 6 times 7 over 18. Okay, we have already used this minus 6 to multiply this and then to multiply this. And that will give me, I need to clean another line, sorry. Okay, that will be minus 6, okay, bracket x minus 2 over 3 square, 6 here 1, 6 here 3, and that will be minus 7 over 3. So let's compare now with this form. You can see that we have successfully written this in the form a bracket x minus h square plus k. If we are to state everything out, our a will be minus 6, okay, which is definitely correct. Our h in this case is 2 over 3, and then our k is minus 7 over 3. So let's state out our vertex since we already have this form. Therefore, the vertex of this quadratic equation will be our x, okay, which is what? Minus 2 over 3 here. I've told you, since this one is minus h, we said the value will be what? H. And since this one is also minus 2 over 3, the value will be 2 over 3, comma. The k is entirely the value you have here, which is minus 7 over 3. This will be our vertex. So let's go back to this. So you can see, when we use the direct method, our vertex is what? 2 over 3, comma, minus 7 over 3. And when we also use the vertex form, is also 2 over 3, comma, minus 7 over 3. The only situation you may be struggling with this is, again, I'm saying it, if you do not understand how to apply completing the square method to solving a quadratic equation. But you have gone through that video, definitely watching this video, perhaps again, maybe twice or 3 times, will actually help you to understand how to go about this. Okay, so I'm going to be leaving you with equation number 2. Try to apply the direct method of line of symmetry as I did in the previous lesson and get your vertex written like this, and try again to now use the vertex form of a quadratic equation to also find your vertex and see if your answer of the vertex actually correspond. If you get the same answer, that means that you already understand the two methods. And don't forget, don't just say, I prefer the previous what method. The two methods are very, very important, because there are some situations that a quadratic equation will be given like this, and they will only ask you that what you should write it in this form. A quadratic equation will be given and they will ask you to write it in this form and only state out the value of your a, the value of your h, and the value of your k. Especially if you are writing maybe an examination that is theoretical based, where you need to actually show your workings, or such as A-level examination, WAEC, GC, NECO, those people that are also writing further maths, okay, they may ask you to actually do something like this. So it's very good for you to understand the two methods as I've explained. Thank you very much for being on this video. Please share out this video for other students around you to benefit from. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Hit the notification bell so that you can always be informed anytime I upload the new video. I want to have your comments in the comment section. Please let me have your comments, your feedback. Like this video and do have a nice time studying with Mathemasoft. Thank you very much once again, and I wish you all the very best in your examination and in your academics. Bye for now.